weekend coming to an end and a busy week getting ready to start. Going to be warm first part of the week, Monday, Tuesday, even into Wednesday, and then cooling off a bit Thursday, Friday, maybe some showers and thunderstorms later this week. Get that lawn looking green again.
Yeah, rain later part of the week. Corn has really been drying out, so that's good. But yeah, the rain holds off now until later in the week.
Golf outing on Friday. Stepping out in pink on Saturday. Mm-hmm. What else was on the agenda for the weekend? Did Jean do anything else, or did she put her feet up for a bit?
I got sick.
Like vomit sick?
No, like I woke up, I was super tired after the golf tournament on Friday. Like abnormally tired. Like I shouldn't have been that tired. So we just got a pizza and watched a movie, and then, yeah, stepping out in pink on Saturday and, did adulting on Saturday. And then Sunday morning, like at 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I did not feel good. Congested, cough, fever, like not feeling good at all. So I'm barely hanging on here right now. Yesterday was very low-key. I laid on the couch covered up with a blanket most of the day. Saw the Bears get completely destroyed by the Lions, though, because that game was on in our house yesterday. And as I laid on the couch, I watched that. But, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't feel very great. But get this out of the way, I guess.
Well, I'm glad you brought it into the studio for me to catch. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news, happy music later on. We'll continue to recap our weekends. A new wedding trend is making its way into people's nuptials.
All right.
All sorts of other stuff to get to as well. Some stunning news about ChatGPT, or stats, I should say. So we'll deal with all that and lots of other stuff. If you want something, rockmornings.com for all our contact info. You can also, of course, download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app and get in touch with us through the apps with voicemails, images, and videos.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
The big news is still the Charlie Kirk assassination. The alleged shooter, 22-year-old man named Tyler Robinson, lived in southwestern Utah, more than 200 miles away from where Kirk was murdered. Robinson able to escape the scene, only caught after being recognized from the images the FBI had put out there in the news. Several people had a hand turning him in, including his own father, his roommate, and the family's pastor. His family said that a while back, Tyler did mention that Charlie Kirk was coming to Utah over dinner. Tyler apparently shared some very strong feelings about Charlie Kirk, saying that Kirk was, quote, full of hate and spreading hate. It sounds like the Robinson family is almost entirely Republican. Tyler registered to vote, but does not seem to have a party affiliation, listed as inactive, which means he obviously hasn't voted, including in last year's presidential election. Stephen King getting in some trouble. Lots of people losing their jobs. Stephen King, another one, not necessarily losing his job, but he had a Charlie Kirk tweet that he then recently walked back and apologized for. Coldplay asking some of their fans to send love to Charlie Kirk and his family, and a memorial event for Charlie Kirk scheduled for September 21st, which is, on Sunday, I believe? This coming Sunday?
Yeah.
In Arizona. So Tyler Robinson, the suspect in custody for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, being held under special watch until he completes a mental health evaluation. He'll remain on that special watch status in the Utah County Sheriff's Department Special Housing Unit, so authorities can keep an eye on him until officials can clear his mental health. Process may take a few days, the Sheriff's Department said. Once he's cleared, Robinson will continue with the classification process to determine where he will be housed while in custody. Apparently not cooperating at this time with officials. The Amber Alert that was issued on Friday has been lifted, canceled, if you will.
Glad to hear that.
6-year-old Ruby Lehman was found safe, and her uncle, Jordan Coyle, was taken into custody.
Yes.
The initial Amber Alert came out on Friday in Wisconsin, and she was last seen last Thursday. And he apparently picked her up at her grandmother's house and then disappeared. And apparently they found him and her, and she's unhurt and safe, and he's in custody. And
yes,
thankfully that story has a happy ending, if you will.
They had everything out for that. They had drones, they had sheriffs, they had dogs, they had, the community at large. And then they finally found, noticed some grass that seemed to have been driven over, and found them like hiding in the woods. And that she was found safe and uninjured is just miraculous. I'm sure that mother, I can't imagine what those.
Yeah, I don't know what the family situation is, but an uncle picking up a girl at the grandmother's house,
and I believe with some sort of criminal record as well.
Yeah. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, said that relief is right around the corner after those historic floods impacted parts of Wisconsin last month. President Donald Trump on Thursday of last week declared a major disaster for Wisconsin, approving almost $30 million in federal relief. FEMA said the first step for residents is to apply online or by calling the FEMA hotline, 800-621-3362. Only residents in Milwaukee, Washington, and Waukesha counties are eligible for that disaster assistance. If you have insurance, make sure you file a claim with your insurance company first. That way FEMA knows what they can and cannot compensate as far as how much you can get and when. FEMA says it'll vary, but obviously if you're in that area, you have family that's in that area that was impacted by that flooding, they're going to be heading to the FEMA website there and looking for more information.
I had seen some videos of, some of those homes, and that there was massive damage done to the foundation of a house, for instance. You know what I mean? Like where it had washed away. Well, now you gotta. Think about that. What that's going to be to repair that. It's just,
or clean it and replace it, or get rid of it, whatever it is. But FEMA assistance is starting to become available in the state of Wisconsin for those people that were affected by the flooding last month. And last but not least, American Pickers star Mike Wolfe and his girlfriend Letitia Klein hospitalized after a car crash in Tennessee on Friday night. Wolfe breaking the news himself in a series of posts to his Instagram stories on Saturday. He said, "By the grace of God, we're both safe and okay. We are both receiving excellent care. While Letitia is still in the hospital, she is expected to make a full recovery. Thank you for respecting our privacy at this time. We appreciate all your love and prayers." And if you see the picture of the car, it's like, whoa, yeah, that dude, lucky. Sharing the impact of the accident, front end, vintage blue car the couple were driving. Car is brutally smashed up. Said it's been a rough night, but now there's light at the end of the tunnel. I truly believe in the power of group prayers. Thank you to all of you that have sent them to us. Klein, a former star of the Beauty and the Geek show on WB, is also a model, and Mike Wolfe, of course, host of American Pickers. Sounds like they'll both be okay, but a serious accident there in Tennessee where they ended up in the hospital.
Oof.
Yeah.
How about your weekend after the golf tournament?
Well, golf, and then hit the bar with some of the people from the golf outing on Friday and had a few drinks. And then Saturday we got up, and I really wanted to deep clean our kitchen on Saturday. It had been a while since we had done that. So, taking everything off the counters and wiping all those down, taking the fridge and pulling that out,
appliances and all that,
taking the stove out, moving that, and cleaning behind that.
Adulting.
Yeah. So, and then we ran a bunch of errands on Saturday. We had some stuff we had to pick up and some things we had to do. Checked in a little bit on the Badger game here and there. It wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't.
It was kind of a dumpster fire.
Watching that too.
Yeah, and then yesterday we went out and watched football in the bar with some friends of ours, and then came home and watched some TV and went to bed. Pretty low key. Yeah, I also had wanted to start putting all my Halloween decorations out on Saturday, but it was like really swassy in the morning, and I was just like, I'm not going to be up and down on a ladder with this, trying to hang lights.
I'm not doing this.
Not today, at least. Well, and it's tough, because like the lawn still needs to be mowed another time before. So
easily.
Yeah, probably more than once. But so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till tomorrow, and then I'm going to mow the lawn, and then I'll get the rest of the stuff out in the yard, hopefully before the rain comes later this week. So,
yeah, Saturday morning was pleasant. I thought I had the cancer walk that I participated in, but by the 3 or 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, it was a little bit humid and warm out there. We took the dogs for a walk, and I was like, okay, that's enough. Let's get back inside.
The humidity was
on Saturday, late.
A problem. We got some Smashing Pumpkins in a couple of minutes. Rockmornings.com if you want to get in touch with us right now. It's Sleep Theory.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
The Brew Crew clinching over the weekend. They beat the Cardinals on Friday 8-2, then 9-8 in 10 innings, a wild one on Saturday. Earlier on Saturday, the Brewers became the first team in Major League Baseball to clinch a playoff berth this season, thanks to the Mets and their 3-2 loss to the Rangers. And then, of course, there was a little bit of a celebration in the locker room afterwards. I'm not sure if you saw the video.
I sure did.
But boy, oh boy, is it a tearjerker.
I got a letter today from you. And before we toast, I want to read it. Thanks, Mark. Thought it was fitting. The last time that we celebrated, Uke was with us. Howdy, boys. Never a doubt you would get this invitation. You did it by believing. Really miss you guys, and I wish I was there. Things are good. The God Almighty picked me to be on his team up here, albeit I'm the third catcher. It's a great league. No day games after night games. No shadows. But you got all the sticky you need to have up here. Told the big guy about you guys. You play hard every night. You're not afraid to play for each other. He's obviously very interested in a group with this uncommon goodness. The fact that you have the best record in baseball, the best road record in baseball, has caught his attention. You don't really need me. I know you guys really don't need me, but I've got to tell you, I'll be on the headset every night watching. And don't forget to take it all in, enjoy it, keep it light, and believe in each other. Bob Uecker. So let's toast to him and to our team, what we've achieved so far. Hey, hey.
That is the manager of the Brewers reading a letter that was from Bob Uecker. Previous to his passing away, kind of saw into the future. They ended up losing yesterday to the Cardinals 3-2, but they took 2 out of 3 from the Cards, and they are off today. Started 3-game series against the Angels tomorrow night, 6:40 first pitch. Only 12 games left in the regular season as the Brewers are the first team to clinch a postseason berth and will continue to try and maintain their position atop the NL Central and atop the MLB. As you mentioned yesterday, the Lions absolutely throttled the Bears.
Go Bears.
52-21. The route was on early and often. The Vikings got trounced by Atlanta 22-6. And week 2 of the J.J. McCarthy experience, not so good. Few interceptions there. A little problem there. Week 2 wraps up tonight with a couple of games. You got Tampa Bay at Houston. That game is early, 5 o'clock start, I believe, in the Midwest. That'll be on ABC and ESPN. Then you've got the Chargers and Raiders at 9 o'clock on ESPN. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow dealing with turf toe, could require surgery. They took some pictures of his left toe injury, which he suffered in the second quarter of their win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now they're going to send those photos to a noted foot specialist to have them reviewed. If surgery is deemed necessary, it's expected to sideline Joe Burrow for a couple of months, 3 months about, before he'll be back on the field, which will be just at the end of the season. Badgers, speaking of getting dominated, they got beat up pretty bad by Alabama on Saturday, 38-14.
Certainly knew that was a possibility.
Yeah, next up for Wisconsin, a home game on Saturday at 11 a.m. against Maryland. Facing some stiff competition, but Saturday was not good.
No, it was not.
For the Badgers. Not good at all. Oh.
Yeah, I tuned in a little bit for that and was just kind of, it was expected, I think, that they were going to struggle in Alabama. I mean, they're number 19, right? Alabama was number 19.
Yeah, they're a ranked team, but the Badgers had 2 nice wins to start the season, and even though they were, going to a backup quarterback early in the season and some other injuries there, obviously, you thought maybe they had a shot at it, right? Alabama, it's not the Nick Saban era of Alabama, so maybe you got a chance, but not so much. And my Patriots got to win. Yeah, that was nice. Beating the Dolphins.
So we'll talk picks tomorrow after tonight's games?
Yeah, we'll take a look at our picks tomorrow and see how we did for week 2. And then Wednesday we'll make our week 3 picks with another week of NFL action getting started on Thursday night. 2 games tonight to wrap up the week 2 action. We'll get to Papa Roach in just a couple minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
The Emmy for lead actor in a comedy series, Seth Rogen, The Studio.
Lead actress in a comedy series, Jean Smarthouse.
For supporting actress in a drama series,
Catherine Lanassa.
For lead actress in a drama series, Britt Lauer.
For supporting actor in a drama series,
Trammell Tillman, Severance.
For supporting actress in a comedy series,
Hannah Unbinder Hatch.
For outstanding director for a comedy series,
Seth Rogen.
For the scripted variety series, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
For outstanding live variety special, SNL 50, the anniversary special.
For outstanding talk show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
for best comedy series,
The Studio.
For lead actor in a drama series,
Noah Wiley.
for outstanding drama series.
The Pit.
Montage of the winners from last night's Emmy Awards, which I didn't watch at all. I saw a couple of clips this morning, one of Felicia Rashad, who played Theo Huxtable's mom, of course, on The Cosby Show. Saying some nice things about him.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure
he passed away earlier. Other than that, I don't know. The thing went long, and the money didn't go to charity, and I don't know. Emmy Awards last night, if you give a rat's ass about that stuff.
I did not watch, but I was interested to see this morning that the 15-year-old Owen Cooper, who's the kid in the Adolescence series,
okay,
made history as the youngest ever male Emmy winner in any acting category. So, I told you I watched that show basically on the way down to our Nashville trip that we took, and I streamed it, and I was blown away by the story, by the acting, I really thought Adolescence was really, really well done for
and the way it was shot, where it hands off from one person to another as they go through it, and the serious subject matter, obviously, and kind of putting yourself in reality there with these kind of things happening, and
he won an Emmy for his efforts. So, by the way, final donation was $350,000, so not bad.
A little more than the $100,000 that he said it was going to be. Okay. But yeah, the guy that was hosting, Nate Bargatze, had said that he was going to donate $100,000 of his own money to charity, and then he was going to take $1,000 off for every second that the speeches went over or whatever. And they did. It lasted longer than they wanted it to, but apparently they still donated a bunch of money to charity. So tonight, are you ready for some football? It's Monday Night Football, and there's two games, 6 o'clock. On ABC and ESPN, you got the Houston Texans hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then at 9 o'clock, the Raiders hosting the Chargers. Two games, Monday Night Football. Also on FXX and Hulu tonight, the 13th season premiere of Futurama. Bender, bite my shiny metal ass. Over on Fox tonight, the 5th season premiere of Name That Tune, which is followed by the series premiere of Celebrity Weakest Link. The hostess of Celebrity Weakest Link is Jane Lynch, and on the premiere episode, she has some of her former Glee classmates as the stars of Celebrity Weakest Link.
The two images represent the name of what holiday plant?
Rocket nail.
Mistletoe. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. You're terrible people who suck at this game. Welcome to Celebrity Weakest Link. Listen up, dorks. I'll ask you questions one at a time. On a chain of 8 correct answers, we'll put $500,000 in your bank.
Celebrity Weakest Link making its series premiere tonight on Fox with hostess Jane Lynch. Fallon's new with Keegan-Michael Key, Cade Cunningham, Common. Also going to be on with Fallon. Jimmy Kimmel's got John Oliver, Frank Grillo, and the Zach Brown Band. Seth Meyers is talking to Jessica Chastain and Lily James. That's what's on the boob tube. We didn't watch much.
We
watched one of the new episodes of Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service. The same as every other show. Go in there, yell at them, tell them they're stupid. Make them clean their restaurant, and then refresh it with a coat of paint and some new chairs. Yeah, other than that, that was about it.
We watched a movie called Lou on Friday night, which was like a thriller action movie with Allison Janney and she's an ex-CIA agent and blah, blah, blah. So we watched that on... Basically, I just wanted some not having to think eye candy.
Check out.
A lot of football, and then kind of a feel-good movie yesterday afternoon with Paul Rudd.
Is that the friendship one?
No, it's he's a caregiver for a kid with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, as a matter of fact. So...
Yeah, we a lot of football, obviously, watching... the Packer game on Thursday and then the Badger game on Saturday. Watched some baseball as well. Red Sox-Yankees series was this weekend, so that was a big series, for me at least. And then, yesterday's NFL action. Watching the Pats. But nothing in terms of TV shows, really, or
Did
movies.
not get to the movie theater for some of the new releases either.
No. At some point, I'll get in. We've got bad news, happy music later on to get to. Also, a new wedding trend. We'll be talking about that. Some interesting news about ChatGPT.
Statistics?
Yeah, some stats about ChatGPT.
Okay.
Talk more about that. RockMornings.com if you want to get in touch with us. Also, download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app and get in touch with us through the apps with voicemails, pictures, and videos. Right now, it's disturbed.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
You got a clean Google over there?
Sure.
Tim, T-I-M, Van, V-A-N, D-E, V-E-L-D-E.
I see him.
Crossing the finish line 10th or 11th is not how Tim Van de Velde or Carlos San Martin would have been picturing the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase on Saturday at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. You know the steeplechase, right? Where you got to jump over the hurdle and then there's a pool or something you got to go through, right?
Okay, yeah.
A little pool.
I think
you
so.
land in the little pool and you get your feet wet. Belgium's remarkable show of sportsmanship, however, meant that the picture and the images will be remembered as one of the more defining moments of this year's World Athletic Championships in Tokyo. On the final stretch of the run, after every other runner had already finished or left the race, Van de Velde glanced over his shoulder, noticed that San Martin had stopped to lift his leg over the last barrier, 25-year-old jogging back to his competitor, and the two put their arms around each other in a show of sportsmanship and crossed the finish line hand in hand, essentially. He said, I saw him stumbling and thought, why not? We both had bad luck, I guess. Maybe we can share some bad luck together. A couple of minutes before, the Belgian had been leading the pack, but collided with a barrier during the third of the 7.5 laps and fell into the water obstacle. That came shortly after San Martin had himself clipped a barrier with his right foot and fallen forward onto his hands. After the race, the other man, San Martin, had to leave the track in a wheelchair. That's how bad his injuries were. The two incidents meant that neither of them had a chance of making the top five and progressing to the finals, which is sometime today on Monday in Tokyo, prompting this guy to turn around and help his competitor.
I'm not going to make it into the top five to advance. I might as well help this guy over the finish line.
Said, I know what it's like to feel helpless on the track. Broke his collarbone when he fell at last year's European Championships in Rome while doing the same thing. Van de Velde's sportsmanship meant that San Martin actually finished ahead of him by 1/100th of a second. He said, we're both competitors. We both worked very hard. Of course, the main goal was the final, and we both had bad luck, so that's why I did it. But yeah, getting a lot of praise online, a lot of people sharing that story about this guy, this steeplechase runner at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, who turned around and helped out a fellow competitor who had fallen down and wasn't going to be able to make the final lap around the track by himself. And in other really good news, this is kind of cool. A woman in Cincinnati named Shacole Fox got married a month ago, and her landlord ended up walking her down the aisle. Apparently never knew her dad, didn't think it would matter, right? You spend your whole life growing up not knowing your dad, and you just kind of, I'm sure you struggle, but you get adjusted to it. You probably get to a point in your life where you're steady grounds, maybe. You've matured, and you're going to get married. And then you realize, oh, crap, who's going to give me away, right? Maybe not close with uncles or grandfather's not around or whatever the case may be, but felt really sad as her wedding was getting closer and closer. And she ended up talking to her landlord, a guy that she's known for a long time who's kind of like a father figure, 79-year-old Gil Pulliam. Stepped up to the plate.
She's a tenant of mine. I'm the landlord.
When I thought about who would walk me down the aisle, trying to figure out what that looks like.
So I went back up to ask Shako if I could escort her down the aisle. And she said, yes, 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 and on and on and on.
The music's playing. I'm getting ready to walk down the aisle. He grabbed my hand so tight, and it was a really good feeling. Like a wound had been healed in my heart.
Oh.
She works as a makeup artist in a studio space in Cincinnati that's owned by this man. So he rents out some
for her business.
For her business, yeah. And kind of nice guy, no nonsense kind of dude. He said, she said, when I thought about who would walk me down the aisle trying to figure out what that would look like, the thought of it was like surprisingly painful.
Like you said, probably had gotten used to life and didn't think about it, but now that here's this role or this thing that you have, this vision in your head, and what are you going to do?
Says she never talked to her landlord about it, but he knew what her family situation was like and had a gut feeling. So he went and asked. He said, hey, look, who's walking you down the aisle? Do you got anybody? And if you don't, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. So the music was playing. I'm getting ready to walk down the aisle, grab my hand so tight.
Oh.
Yeah. She got married to a guy named Victor. Says she also added another family member on her wedding day, Pulliam, the father figure who stepped up and stood beside her like all good dads do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's like the only white guy at the wedding. Stands out like a sore thumb. Funny stuff. Good on him. Good on him. We got, what do we got? Sports in a bit. Bad news, happy music. We're going to talk about ChatGPT. Speaking of weddings, we'll get to a new wedding trend, something that's starting to pick up in popularity.
All right, I'm here for it.
We'll do that in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
When we got married, we had a card box and a gift table at the reception. So you can put a card in there. Most of them had money or checks or gift cards or something in it. Then bags of presents or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what we didn't have is a credit card machine at the reception so people could pay for our honeymoon. That's apparently the new trend that's happening. 57% of couples opting to have an open bar at their wedding. Obviously, that's extremely expensive, can be. Average cost of alcohol at a wedding is $2,400, which doesn't seem like all that much. Some couples opt to save money by asking their guests to pay for drinks. A lot of times
like not having an open bar.
Well, yeah. What you'll do is you'll have a couple of kegs and a few bottles of wine, whatever the case is. And then if you want to do cocktails or you have a drink of choice that you have
a specialty cocktail,
a pre-made cocktail that's free. This new thing, though, is credit card machines at the bar to help pay for the honeymoon. There's been some people trying this. One couple in the UK is kind of credited with starting it, using a card processing company that provides the readers, like the ones they bring to your table at a restaurant. Also signs with QR codes with the message, "Don't be tight, pay for our flight." The couple saying that proceeds would go towards their honeymoon in Mexico. Didn't reveal how much they made, but they said their guests absolutely loved it. They did this instead of accepting wedding presents.
So I was just going to say that. So people don't have to think ahead and go out and buy something or check it off a registry or do the card and get the thing and put the cash in.
Part of the reason is because they have been together for 14 years. So they already had the house, the toaster, and all that other stuff, which is kind of what our situation was, right? We had already bought a house. We already had all the things. I mean, there was a few things like I put a basketball on, just because I thought it was goofy and funny, and I ended up getting a basketball, which was nice. But, yeah, I mean, we didn't really need toasters or blenders or anything like that. So it was, we were just like, look, just bring cash. But why the credit card readers instead of cash? They said a lot of people don't carry cash anymore.
I was just going to say.
Figured they'd have some fun with it. Said their guests got more generous as the drinks continued to flow.
Sure.
The company that they used is called Lopay, Lopay. Said they hope this catches on at wedding venues across the country and maybe the world.
So as they're paying for their drinks, they can like tip towards the trip kind of thing?
I think what it is so if they have an open bar and they have the credit card reader there, the reader is specifically for them to get money. Mm-hmm. It's just like having your Venmo out there, right? Or your PayPal or whatever. And so people are sending you money on an app as opposed to using these credit card readers, which they use at their wedding and use it to fund their honeymoon.
I don't know. Like I said, if you don't have to plan ahead and go get all that garbage and wrap it or get the card and do the can, you know that you're going to be able to just scan a thing and make a donation.
Writing nice things and like, here's $100, enjoy it. Go F yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
I can see why it would be popular.
I'm here to eat the dinner. I'm here to drink some drinks. Maybe I'll do the electric slide, and I'll give you $100 and use it towards whatever you want.
If it's your honeymoon, great. Let's help fund it.
We didn't go on a honeymoon either. Did you?
Well, yes, but I don't know. It was like Galena for a night, and then Spring Green. We went to the house on the rock, and then we went down to Marquette to the river gambling boat for one night.
You guys were really poor, huh?
We were really poor. Yeah.
No, we didn't. Yeah. I mean, our wedding was in town, and we just stayed at home. We went home that night, and then we stayed up way too late. Because somebody had bought me a cooler, like a little, blue cooler that you put, beers in or whatever, take to the beach. And they had also bought a package of really good bacon at a local meat market. While we had all these presents, and I didn't know where the bacon was. So I started just unwrapping all the presents. And, of course, it's like, 1 in the morning after we got home from the reception and the after bar. And so here I am trying to find one package of bacon, opening up because I didn't know who any of this stuff was from. You know what I mean? Like no names and whatnot. And eventually we found it, and then it's like 2:30, and I looked at my wife and I was like, "So we're gonna have some sex, like to consummate this?" And she's like, "No, I'm going to bed." I was
That's way too late.
Well, then I had to get up the next day, the day after, and drive like 3 of my friends to Milwaukee to get on flights to go back to New England. So it was not as romantic or wonderful as some weddings are. And then
we live together already.
Well, and then we didn't go anywhere for a honeymoon either. Are people still? Is that still a thing? Like, are people still really big on honeymoons?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's great because if you can take that time to travel, then do it.
Yeah. Speaking of traveling, there was a big bar crawl in downtown on Saturday. I don't know if you saw any of the kids down there wearing white shirts.
Mm-mm.
And it was like a back-to-school UWL bar crawl, and they were going to like all these different bars, and they would go in and everybody would sign their shirt or what, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so by the time we got to the bar, there was a lot of drunk kids in the bars, and they're noticeably loud. And this one kid was talking to one of the regulars at the bar we go to, and it's an older guy, retired, right? And he's like, "Yeah, bro, like, I'm just like, I don't know what I want to do, but I'm just going to like take some time off and I'm going to go like to Colorado and go snowboarding because I really like snowboarding, bro. And I just feel like I'm going to smoke a lot of weed and I'm going to go to Colorado." And poor guy, he's just trying to enjoy his Miller High life. You know what I mean? Sitting at the bar watching the Badger game, the Brewer game, Badger game, whatever was on. And yeah, bro, like I'm going, my dad's an insurance agent. So like, I got to be real careful about what I do.
Go ahead and travel. Do some traveling.
My wife and I are just having a blast over listening to this conversation that this dude bro's having with his broccoli hair to the old retired guy drinking his Miller High Life at the bar. Yeah. And he's like, "Well, hey, just now's the time to do it."
Yeah. Exactly.
Then another one sat down next to us and was trying to buy a drink for one of our other friends. You know Knut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Knut's just not having it. He's like, "I already got a beer." And he wants to be left alone. Like, he obviously is trying to, like, put up the wall. And this kid was so drunk, he was just couldn't understand. Then he bought, like, an $8 double. And he only had, like, $6 in cash. And he's, like, going like this, and it's all wadded up. And he's, and And
maybe it's time to call it a day.
Do you take credit cards? No. There's an ATM right over there. And, of course, he didn't have a card anyway, so we ended up paying for his drink and leaving. But,
rough day.
Drunk college kids. Endless hours of entertainment, though. You could sit there and people watch them all day long. It's good times.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Brewers took two out of three from the St. Louis Cardinals over the weekend, and also became the first Major League Baseball team to clinch a playoff berth on Saturday. Very emotional speech from Pat Murphy reading that letter from Bob Uecker in the clubhouse.
Yeah, for him to plan ahead to do that for them and having it be, so sensitive and poignant, but yet funny and,
You mean Bob Uecker-esque?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it was really, what a great gift.
Week 2 of the NFL season wraps up tonight with 2 games on Monday Night Football. You got Tampa Bay and Houston at 6. That game on ABC and ESPN, and then it'll be followed by the Chargers and Raiders at 9 on ESPN. College football this weekend, lots of action, and several teams going winless to start the season, firing their head coaches.
Already?
UCLA firing their head football coach, Deshaun Foster. Did it yesterday after a winless start to the season. Foster, who was in his second year as the Bruins head coach, went 5-10 during his short tenure and began this season with a 43-10 loss to Utah at home, followed by back-to-back losses to Mountain West teams. Tim Skipper, previously the special assistant to Foster, will serve as the interim head coach for the rest of the season while the school looks for a new guy. Virginia Tech also firing their head coach, Brent Pry, a day after a 45-26 home loss to Old Dominion in which the Hokies were booed loudly while heading to the locker room for halftime.
Oof.
Saturday's loss dropped Virginia Tech to 0-3 on the season and 16-24 through 4 seasons under Brent Pry. So, yeah, his time was coming. Terrence Crawford putting on a master class, defeating Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision, becoming the new undisputed super middleweight champion on Saturday night. Judges scoring the fight 116-112, 115-113, and also 115-113. With the win, Crawford, who's 42-0 with 31 knockouts, became the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to be the undisputed champ in 3 different weight classes. He's pretty good at boxing, FYI. Christopher Bell making it a clean sweep for the Joe Gibbs Racing in the first 3 races of the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Bell surging to win Saturday night at Bristol Motor Speedway, taking the checkered flag after a restart with 4 laps to go. In the Bass Pro Shops night race, Bell joining his teammates Chase Briscoe, who won the playoff opener at Darlington, and Denny Hamlin, who won last weekend at Worldwide Technology Raceway in the round of 12 for the NASCAR playoffs. That race on Saturday night also concluded the first round of the playoffs and ended the championship hopes of 4 drivers, and those were Bowman, Dillon, Van Ginsbergen, and Josh Berry, all eliminated from the playoffs with the lowest points after 3 races, so they're out. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, home run king, right, from the home run derby at the MLB All-Star. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He's still hitting a lot of home runs. He tied Mickey Mantle for the most home runs by a switch hitter with his 54th over the weekend. Mariners extending their winning streak to 9 games, beating the Angels 11-2 on Sunday. They've got sole possession of the AL West now for the first time since June. He says, in today's age, it's hard not to go on your phone and people are talking about it, texting you about it. I'm trying to do my best to block that out. I'm glad that we have something bigger to work towards. So, yeah, Cal Raleigh getting closer to 60. It's been a while since we had one of those. Could do it.
Having a very good season.
Yeah. Guy's good at hitting dingers. Going to be a warm one today. Somewhere in the mid-80s.
Next couple days, isn't it?
Yeah, up near 90 tomorrow. Thankfully, it looks like Wednesday when I'm supposed to be on the golf course, it'll be right around 82, and that probably won't be in the morning when we're hitting the links.
Yeah, it's not really warming up till later in the afternoon, but a couple days of hot and humid.
Mm-hmm. Scattered showers and thunderstorms likely on Wednesday and Thursday this week. So more from Falling in Reverse and Incubus in just a bit. If you want to get in touch with us, find us online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Summer doesn't even come to an end until next week.
Yeah, the 22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
Is when fall starts. I don't have all of my Halloween decorations up yet, but I'm working on it. And yet, when I was at Menards this weekend,
they're yes,
it vomited Christmas all over the store. It's everywhere, man. It's happening. Now, look, places like Hobby Lobby that have that stuff out year rounds, but places like Menards that do the seasonal stuff. I mean, it's. It was funny because I was in there last week. I stopped in real quick to get some dog food, and I saw that they had started clearing out all of the summer stuff, like the the patio stuff, patio furniture and whatever, and the grills, and kind of moving that stuff around. So I knew it was coming. But then Saturday we went in there, and it was like almost all out already.
Well, the creep starts, right? Even the fall creep and the Halloween creep starts earlier and earlier. It's like you barely get through the 4th of July, and there's already Halloween stuff out.
Yeah, there's a Costco in Florida that's going viral because they've already got their full Christmas stuff out. The Menards that I went to they were in the process of putting it out, but they had quite a bit of it out already. Not usually there's like a Christmas tree like village that they have in there with all the pre-lit fake trees, and there's like about 50 or 60 of them, and you can kind of wander through there. Those weren't up yet, but they were working on all the lights, the shelves that are full of all the Christmas lights that you hang on your house, all of the like the Menards boxes with the I don't know, the stuff you put in your front yard, like the snowmen and whatnot,
stuff,
all that. They were putting that out. Bunch of the, Christmas tree ornaments and stuff were out as well. So they're working on it. But a shopper down in Royal Palm Beach, Florida, sharing photos of a bunch of Christmas displays set up at their local Costco, even though the Halloween candy is still right there in the front of the store, obviously. Someone online said Costco already has Christmas trees on sale. Good Lord. Some people think that the earlier the stuff gets out, the better the bargains.
I don't know about the bargains, but we have a mutual friend who sets everything up. I think it's October 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
It's for Halloween, or for Christmas. But
and leaves it up until after Valentine's Day as well. Like, can't get enough of that season. Yeah, I got to go through the motions here, man. I can't just be going, like, straight to Christmas. We're not even done with summer, and I haven't got my Halloween stuff up yet.
Like I said, the creep is earlier and earlier.
You guys do anything for Halloween, like in terms of decorating your house?
No. I have up probably what I'm going to put up, which is just fall stuff, pumpkins and some, No. I mean, we'll carve pumpkins.
Okay.
Probably the week of Halloween, but what's up is up, and it's not, I didn't go crazy. There's a couple things.
What's up with that?
It's all right. I got fall stuff up. Some of it's bleeds between Halloween and Thanksgiving, right? It's like it's got
orange
that season
and brown and
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So you're not
I'm not crazy Halloween.
No.
I know tons of people who really get into it and spend a lot of money doing all that stuff.
That
yes.
too.
Yeah, all that stuff. That's just it's not.
Yeah,
it's
I got my hands on one of those new Skellies this year, the 6.5 foot ones. Yeah, they've got, so we last year we got our hands on one of the big giant ones, the 12-footers, and we also got one of the pumpkin head 12-footers for the front yard. And then this year, the new one was the 6.5-footer, which features, it moves actually, and it also speaks, and you can record stuff or you can use whatever's already uploaded to this thing. So looking forward to setting that up in the front yard. They have a new, we stopped by Spirit Halloween too. They got one in town now. And so we swung by there. They've got a animated nun, like the movies, the nun, the creepy nun, where like when you get close to it, it kind of lunges out at you.
Ugh,
and it screams real loud, but it doesn't do anything else. So you have to wait till someone gets close to it, or you got to stick it by the sidewalk and hope that people walk by and it freaks them out. So we did get a ghost this year. It was $20, and it's basically like a rope, and you stretch it out between two things, and the ghost has got like a little winding mechanism on the top, and so it goes
just travels back and forth. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Apparently you have to make sure the rope is like really tight and it's level, which is tough to do, obviously. So we'll see. But yeah, I think today I'm going to start working on the stuff for the house, the Halloween stuff, lights and all that crap. But don't be shocked if you go out to the stores, Menards, Costco, wherever you're going and seeing Christmas stuff, because you got to Get while the getting's good, man.
Little red truck hauling a Christmas tree. It's already out.
We're going to need another shed in the backyard for all this crap that we got. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Going to get to bad news, happy music a bit later on. The friggin' sports as well. ChatGPT, going to talk about some of that. Also, if you want to get in touch with us, visit rockmornings.com for all our contact info. Download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app. Send us voicemails, images, videos through the apps. We got a message on Facebook from Vicky. We were talking about that woman in Cincinnati earlier who got married and didn't have a father in her life, so she had her landlord walk her down the aisle. He offered.
He said, hey, do you have anybody to do this? I'd love to be a part of it.
Vicky said, I didn't have my father anymore, so I walked alone. No one could replace him. So a bit of a different situation there, Vicky, but I completely understand. This woman never knew her dad, so didn't realize how impactful it was going to be until she got closer to the wedding.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier, there's, uncles and grandpas and other people have stepped in to that role, but this was unique because it was a landlord, just somebody who saw that she may have a need and took it upon themselves to offer.
Incubus now, pardon me.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
I'm very concerned for you, Gene.
Is this humanoid robots? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm very concerned about your well-being.
Why?
Well, not because you came in here sick today.
I am. That's the truth.
By the way, I just saw a pickup truck drive by with a chair in it.
Yeah.
Weren't you there for the chair discussion at the golf outing?
I was there for the chair discussion and the golf outing.
So I think we're going to get a good look at this chair.
God, he did buy the chair.
Oh, there it is. He's giving me the finger. All-time story. Can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear it in all its glory. That's the beauty of buying stuff from small towns. Everybody there knows everybody, especially when it's kind of the fringe guy. You know what I mean?
It was a small town story, that's for sure it was.
They knew right away who it was. All of them did. And they weren't even... Oh, God, so funny. Sorry, a little bit of an inside joke there. I apologize. It's too funny not to talk about. Puck was buying a chair from a guy in Lansing, and the people that we know from Lansing all knew who he was buying it from without even... They, right off the bat, knew who it was that was selling him the chair. So anyways, that was the funny part of the story. But and the chair is now in his pickup truck.
I see that he made a purchase.
I'm excited to see. Needless to say, back to the original matter at hand.
This is humanoid robots.
No, this is just ChatGPT.
Okay.
Which is we're getting there, right? But I'm worried about you, Gene, because you use this crap.
I do.
And right now, it's not very much, right? You make out your grocery list with it? Maybe some work stuff?
It depends. I mean, How
much are you using ChatGPT? Or whatever AI we use?
You mean like how much a week? How much, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 times a week?
Put it in an example for me. Like, tell me what, because I have no idea. I'm assuming you...
brainstorm ideas for a golf tournament.
So you go on your computer and you go to this AI thing and you
look for ideas, a upcoming trip I'm taking, like an itinerary for, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be in this city for this many days. What's an ideal itinerary? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because it's already weeding through everything right on the internet to get you no different than your Google is now, too, at the top. That's all Chet.
Yeah, I don't look at those results. I scroll down.
So it's cleansing stuff and coming up with lists. So that's how,
all right,
I guess, most of the time.
A little, but not a lot. You're using AI.
Work-related and then personal.
New survey says that 73% of people who use AI chatbots say they are dependent on AI. 73% of people who use them are dependent on it, need it, can't live without it. 25% say that they now struggle to write emails without AI.
Yeah.
A quarter of the people that are using it can't even write an email anymore. 49% of people in this survey say that writing professional documents is harder without AI. While 46% of people in this survey find it more difficult to fact check or evaluate information critically, 21% of people in the survey say that simply making their own decisions has become harder. They can't even make their own decisions without AI. 21% of people in this survey.
Well, I know that colleges are really clamping down on that, too. They've got these new programs that can weed through and look for...
Tell what's AI and what's not.
Well, and based on how long it took to write it, how many words per thing, you know, more techie than just like looking for AI words. But
that you mentioned college-age people.
Yes.
Younger people have obviously become more addicted to AI and ChatGPT.
Sure, it was part of their life earlier.
78% of Gen Z and 75% of millennial users say they feel dependent on AI compared to just 67% of Gen X and 59% of boomers. And among those who feel reliant on AI, 26% want to scale back their usage. So they realize they have a problem and they're looking to make changes.
Sure.
But yeah, ChatGPT addicts can, quote, no longer write emails or make decisions, a certain percentage of them.
Or think they can't. I guess that's the bigger thing. They can. They just think they
I'm
can't.
just worried about you, Gene. I don't want you to turn into some kind of weird robot human.
I don't think I'm going to.
They all say that at the beginning.
I don't think I'm going to.
And then a cybernetic organism from the future comes back and, hunts them down. So it was nice knowing you.
The humanoid robots.
ChatGPT. People can't make decisions without using it. What should I eat for dinner tonight? I don't know. What should I eat for dinner, ChatGPT?
I just meal plan for the week, then I know what's for dinner.
Poppy. Right now, Offspring in a couple minutes. Friggin' sports and bad news, happy music to get to.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Not one, not two, but three that we know of. Three of them, Gene. Count them. 1, 2, 3.
One, and then two, and then a third one.
3 green dildos making their way onto the field yesterday during NFL games.
You are kidding.
3 that we know of. There may have been more.
So this
has taken on I told you it wasn't going to end. They've just moved to a different arena. They weren't getting enough shine at the WNBA game, so now they're taking...
They kind of stopped.
Well, maybe we stopped hearing about them, right? I think there was maybe a movement to not sensationalize these things.
So they jumped the shark and went to a different sport?
In an effort to discourage people from doing these things, right? So now they've taken it on the road. And there were green dildos on the field yesterday at the Miami-New England game. The Bears and
Lions. You saw that one?
Yes, I did. The Bears and Lions game also had a dildoing. And then at the Bengals and Jaguars game as well. May have been more. Those are the 3 that I know about. So this is not going to end. It's going to continue. And I'm here for it because I think it's hilarious. Whether it's at an NFL game or a WNBA game, I don't care about the gender of the people that are playing the sport.
So are they throwing it far enough to end up any farther?
The one at the Bengals and Jaguars game ended up almost right in the end zone. There was also the one from the Bills and Patriots game a couple of years ago that was not green. This is unique, though, because now they're all the same. Like they're the highly visible nature of the fluorescent green dildo really makes it stand out.
As it's flying across the turf.
Because if you've got one that's flesh colored, or like a lower tone of color, it's not, maybe it's a white or a brown or a black or, it doesn't stick out as much. That's why people wear high vis vests, when they're doing road construction, right?
But they see this right away.
Oh, it's highly noticeable. And again, three different games yesterday where green sex toys made their ways down from the stands and onto the fields. Yeah. And because of its makeup, it bounces.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a flag. It was...
Yeah, that was the other thing. Had to let people know that there was not a flag on the play. It was the green dildo.
Don't mind that. That wasn't a flag.
Again, the Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots game. One of them showed up and said hello. The Bears and Lions game also featured a buongiorno. And then at the Bengals-Jaguars game, there was a hi, how you doing? I love it. I want to see these end up on the ice at a hockey game. One of those outdoor games.
Looks like they are.
National TV. Oh. Boing.
Boing, boing, boing.
Oh, yeah,
boing,
a lot of
boing.
bouncing going on, too. A lot of bouncing.
Oh, there it is. That one's not as much green, though. That one doesn't look as...
All I know is whoever's in the business of making sex toys they're transitioning from whatever they're making right now to making green ones of these, because these are a hot seller. These are going to be in everybody's Christmas stocking this year.
What if they did, like, team ones?
Teams would never get in on it, but somebody should. The NFL would never allow that. They would
but maybe there's a revenue stream.
Oh,
right
there
here.
is. I bet there is. Maybe they'll do one like the teddy bear toss.
That's what I was saying.
Thousands and thousands of them raining from the sky.
I missed the one with the Lions Bears. Huh.
Those are the three that I know of. There may have been more yesterday, but those are the three we know of. It's a thing, Gene. It's catching on. It's not going anywhere.
Toss the dildo.
The Frigid Sports, brought to you by Green Dildos Everywhere.
It's raining them.
Bad News, Happy Music is coming up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Well, this is creepy.
All right.
A 46-year-old guy in Calgary is now facing charges after he tunneled into his upstairs neighbor's apartment.
Like dug a hole into the ground?
No, tunneled, like just went up. Upstairs neighbor. So he just cut a hole in the ceiling.
Oh, in his ceiling and then went through into the other person's place.
The woman above him was out of town when it happened, told police she'd been having issues with the guy for a while. Her front door was still locked when she got home from her trip this month, so as soon as she got inside, she knew someone had been there because there was a huge hole in one of her walls. Cops got a warrant to search the guy's place. Found a hole in his ceiling with a ladder underneath it. Turned out he'd gotten into the wall behind her fireplace and busted a hole in her drywall to get in. Not clear if he wanted to wreck the place or what, but this guy now facing serious charges after tunneling into his upstairs neighbor's apartment. Creepy, right?
Yeah.
Come home from vacation and some guy's been in
your wall from where your neighbors.
Some guy's been in your apartment. Some creepy downstairs neighbor.
You gotta move.
Sniffing your underpants and doing whatever the hell he's doing.
You gotta go.
Yeah. There's pictures, by the way, of
the destruction of the apartment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ben Edward Mays is the guy's name, charged with one count of breaking and entering with intent to commit criminal harassment, along with several other charges. Formerly worked as a real estate agent in Calgary, scheduled to appear in court on Friday of this week. Calgary police say, quote, "This incident represents a deeply disturbing violation of personal space and security. The idea that someone would go to such lengths to gain unauthorized access to another person's home is not only alarming, but it also shatters the fundamental sense of safety we all deserve in our own residence."
Didn't come in through the front door. Burrowed his way in through the ground.
While she was on vacation, like waited for her to be gone, knew she was going to be out of town. Yeah, you got to throw all your stuff away. He might have skeeted on everything.
You got to move.
He probably skeeted on some stuff.
That's hard to feel safe after that.
Yeah. Very hard.
They had a difficult time getting inside their house because it had been locked from the inside. They were able to make entry inside the premise and then noticed a hole in the wall by the fireplace. Subsequent further investigation by themselves, they noticed another hole leading to the basement suite. Subject to a police search warrant on the basement suite residence, we found a ladder and another hole leading from that residence.
Jeez. Yeah, hard to feel.
Now, the audio on this is short, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, so I'm going to do my best to set the scene here. A boyfriend sparking anger online after he was supposed to carry snacks for his girlfriend while she ran a marathon, but ended up eating the snacks himself because
snacks are delicious.
They're snacks. Hashtag Florida runner Katie sharing her story on TikTok, racking up millions of views. When you gave your boyfriend extra snacks to give you during your marathon and he eats them all. He genuinely doesn't care. Broke the news to her mid-marathon while standing on the sidelines filming. Didn't just swipe one of the snacks. Ate all the snacks. Comments turned off on her post. TikTok hasn't let it go. Response videos flooding in.
Sure. But
one user says she trained for a marathon. Marathon training takes months. It's not something that's easily done. Not only is he sabotaging your marathon, he genuinely doesn't care about you. Katie was left relying on aid stations to keep fueled up and avoid burnout while running the marathon. Somebody said he's a runner himself who knows the importance of those snacks, so it is a much deeper issue. It's sabotage. He was jealous and wanted her to fail. He was recording her reaction. He knew she'd be upset and wanted to catch it on video.
I'll have any.
What the You had one job.
I know. You had one job, dude.
Carry my snacks.
I know, man. Well, was he trying to do that? Was he trying to go viral?
Maybe. By
eating them and then filming her reaction to that? Because
the guy can't
know how important it was.
You carry your own damn snacks.
Can't. Running a marathon.
He was running, too. He was carrying all the snacks. Why has he got to carry everything and run the marathon, too? She can carry some friggin' snacks. Not that special. You want some snacks? Bring some snacks. This is a guy in Maine who runs a drone business. People hire him to use the drone to find things in the woods.
I just talked to somebody who had a drone to look for their lost dog. They spent 6 hours looking for it in the woods.
That's what this guy was doing, looking for lost dogs in the state of Maine. Often helping search for missing people and animals, said one of his drones was shot midair earlier this week. Guy's name is Bob Russell.
Like shot it down?
Somebody shot his drone down. I didn't realize this, but these are like really serious charges. It's almost the same as firing on a plane with passengers in it, because it has to be classified through the FAA. So these are like possibly federal charges this guy's going to face if they track him down. This guy runs 2A TAC Air Services, searches for missing pets and people all across Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont using his 3 different drones. These are the very big, expensive drones. Too. We're talking thousands and all that.
Stuff,
all the tech.
This just happened to a friend of mine, literally last week with drones and a lost dog.
Says he was flying in Corinth, Maine on Tuesday, September 9th, looking for a couple of missing beagles when he says someone shot the drone down, damaging its front sensors. He said, had it hit the camera, that's an additional $5,000, and at that point, they can't fix it. He says the drone was 366 feet up when he was alerted to a problem and landed. So it didn't totally destroy the drone, but still. He said, I didn't think much of it. Sometimes they go off and it's nothing. I didn't know what it was shot until I saw the hole through the sensors. Says authorities are now investigating.
It both violates Maine statutes, but it's also a federal offense. So it is actually the same charge as shooting at or striking a plane full of people as a commercial drone. I can't use it, and it's going to be out of my use for a long time, and that affects what I do.
Said it's rare for a drone to be shot at, but the consequences are serious. Repairs could cost thousands of dollars, setting his business back. He says, I have 3 drones with me in case one goes down or is in for repairs, but even down to 2 doesn't put my mind at ease. This whole operation is more than $20,000. Guy's just trying to reunite some people with their beagles, and his drone's getting shot at by some lunatic.
It's important service.
Yeah. Hey, this is kind of interesting. A married couple spent 4 years trying to track down a person that was in some of their wedding photos that didn't get invited to the wedding. A wedding crasher, if you will, Gene.
Yeah, so they see this person in the background of a bunch of pictures. They're like, was this your...
Who the hell is this?
That? Was that somebody you worked with? Is
well,
that
and
your
you got to go through the list, right? Because maybe he came with somebody that you didn't get introduced to, right?
Yes.
A lot of people there. Maybe your memories of the night are a little hazy.
A friend of a friend or
Right.
something.
Never know. So they spent the last 4 years trying to track this guy down.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
And they finally found out that it wasn't an actual wedding crasher.
Michelle and her husband, John, registering the presence of their unidentifiable guest as they looked through the photos of their wedding in the days after the happy occasion. Who is the tall guy in the dark suit? Friends and family? No suggestions, no explanations,
Hey, can
no
you
help.
help me out? Do you know who this is? No.
Asking around, asking everybody, right? The hotel staff where the wedding reception took place also unable to offer any sort of explanation as to who the guy was. No, this isn't a guy that works at the hotel and just wanted to wander in and have a piece of cake. Finally, this, by the way, their wedding took place in November of 2021. They ended up putting it on Facebook, right? The photos, trying to ask for people's help.
Does anybody recognize this person?
Nobody on Facebook able to track this guy down, much like the Phillies Karen. He's just standing there, and he's there like during the wedding itself, not just at the reception. Like all these people have fancy hats on. There's a picture of him standing there while the ring bearers, the girl and the flower girl, walking by. The kid's got his nice kilt on.
So he made a whole day of it. It wasn't just to stop by and get some cake.
So they live in Scotland, I think, this couple. The woman asking a popular Scottish content creator to
help
with the coverage, right? Because they have a much bigger following online than she does, right? Just asking friends and people she knows. Finally, a guy stepped forward. His name is Andrew Hillhouse. Admitted that he had been cutting it fine, as I'm known to do, when he pulled up at the wedding venue with 5 minutes to spare. So this guy was running late, showed up 5 minutes to go. Spotting a piper and other guests, he followed them into the hotel. I remember thinking to myself, cool, this is obviously the right place, unaware that he had the address completely wrong and was supposed to be at a ceremony 2 miles away.
Okay, so he shows up almost late and just figures it's the wedding, but he was at the wrong wedding.
Right.
And doesn't notice that at first. And then he's in the wedding, and you're not going to get up and walk out because that's going to create a scene.
Well, apparently, the other thing, too, was that the wedding that he was going to he didn't know anybody except for the bride-to-be. Michaela was her name. So he showed up. Everyone was strangers. So he's like, oh, I must be at the right place because I didn't know anybody that was going to be at this wedding other than the bride-to-be. Then all of a sudden the bride shows up and he's like, OMG, that's not Michaela. I was at the wrong wedding. You can't exactly stand up and walk out of a wedding mid-ceremony.
Yeah, you can't.
So I just had to commit to this act and spend the next 20 minutes awkwardly standing there trying to be as inconspicuous as my 6'2" ass could be. At the end of the ceremony, Hillhouse, hoping to make a discreet exit, ended up getting caught up with the wedding photographer. Insisted he joined some other guests for a group shot. And there he is, looming uncomfortably at the back of the crowd. Because he is very tall, by the way. He said, rushed outside, made some phone calls, and made my way to the correct wedding where I was almost as popular as the actual bride and groom. Spent most of the night retelling that story to people. But it took 4 years for them to try to track this guy down. When he finally saw the picture and admitted to what had happened.
I was just at the wrong wedding. And I just had to sit there and wait it out.
I was at the wrong wedding. I was supposed to be 2 miles away. Maybe if you left earlier and you got the address right on your phone or something like that, you'd know where the hell you're supposed to be. Meanwhile, these poor people. We had something similar to that at our wedding. You pay, obviously a wedding photographer to take professional photos.
Yes.
We had a friend of ours who kept, popping out into the aisle during the ceremony to take pictures of us. She's shorter, right? I get it, right? You're trying to take pictures of, from your seats and whatever. You want to get a better view, but we have so many photos from our wedding photographers of her, like, kind of sort of like this, just half in the frame of the photo of us, all these, like, really nice photos that we paid a lot of money for. And there's her stupid ass leaning out in her stupid head, right in the way of everything. She was meant to be there, though, unlike this guy who just showed up at the wrong way.
Right, she was an actually invited guest.
Yeah. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. It's Papa Road.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us.
Check.
We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. You can head there for all of our contact info. Listen to the show live on the website, daily podcast as well. All online at rockmornings.com. Don't forget, you can also download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app, and you can get in touch with us that way. Ryan texted us, said, I worked, past tense, with a guy that uses ChatGPT basically as a therapist, and he quit here because it told him that the job he was doing wasn't stressful enough, so he quit.
Was too stressful? Is that what he meant, maybe?
Well, I'm reading it verbatim.
Yeah, I know you are, but maybe that's...
So it's kind of confusing, but the guy quit who uses ChatGPT because the ChatGPT told him that the job he was doing wasn't stressful enough. So apparently the guy said, okay, I need to find a job that's more stressful, and he quit.
Doubt it. Maybe that's a typo. It said that the job was too stressful. Maybe.
Yeah.
That would make a little bit more sense, but... Also,
wow.
Did you want to? Are you quitting because it's a good idea? What's happening?
Or maybe that was the point, was to point out how stupid it is to listen to ChatGPT. Like, if you have a job that's not stressful, you're doing all right, buddy. We got that message earlier from Vicky. We had that story about the woman who had her landlord walk her down the aisle at her wedding after she grew up not knowing who her father was. Vicky said, I didn't have my father anymore, so I walked alone. No one could replace him. Different situation, but understand the sentiment. Also, I got a text from Festival Foods. Free Bush's Best Bluey Baked Beans. Look at that. One free can. Look at that. 15.8 ounces. Save $2.29 for real life.
Free, for real.
Valid today only. Limit one. Guess where I'm going today? I'm going to Festival Foods to get a can of beans. One free can. There's very few things left in life that are free, Gene, and if they text me about a free can...
I'm going to get a free can.
And it doesn't say anything about qualifying purchases.
I'm here for this can.
Where's the can of beans? What's the date on that thing? Are we getting close to the expiration date? Is that why? Also, I got a text from my guy Squirrel, who sent in an image of a
bow tie.
A bow tie.
Like, yes.
Said that it was being delivered tomorrow. Wedding bells ringing next Sunday morning. Works for us. Talk to you later about details. So, Squirrel, bartender down here at John's, has a boxer, a male boxer. And when he's driving with his daughters in the car and they hear me talking about my female boxer, they're about the same age. His male boxer's a little older and just got fixed. The daughters are intent on having our two dogs get married. So we've got to do some kind of boxer dog wedding meetup thing. And so he ordered a bow tie for his dog.
So they could look sharp on when they meet?
When they meet and have their dog boxer wedding. So I guess I'm doing that on Sunday. I don't know what time or how it's all going to play out, but we'll see.
Get her a little veil thing.
I asked my wife, I was like, do you have anything left from your wedding dress or any of that stuff we could just throw on her or something? And she said she'd look into it. So I don't know. I may be having a doggy wedding with my boxer.
Did you talk to your dog about this? Make sure it's okay with her?
Look, as long as there's treats involved, she don't care. Is there food at the end of this? It's kind of like me. I'll go along if there's food. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.